I am so irritated. How can I stop being so irritable? Well, let's get into that today. The very most important place to start with this is perspective. Big surprise, right? Perspective is everything, and it's all that we have. How to stop being irritable. When we feel irritable, where is our focus? Think about that for a moment. When I'm feeling irritable, my focus is on something or someone outside of me. It's like, So as long as we're identifying the problem to be over there, outside of ourselves, that's the problem. That perspective will change everything. There's an acronym that I can use to help capture what we can do about this irritability. So it starts with F. F stands for frustration. When we feel frustration, it's the first indicator feeling that we're going to need if we want to get on top of this irritability. The next one, A. A stands for anger. Frustration, anger, R. R stands for resentment. Frustration, anger, and resentment are indicator feelings. Now you can see it spells the word far. In fact, back in graduate school, we talked about the far out model, which means that you're out of control, right? Frustration, anger, and resentment are all really valuable indicator feelings, but they're misleading. Because when we feel any of these three, our natural conclusion might be that someone or something else needs to change. Something outside of me is causing me to feel all of these things. So the timeout that we can take, let's put a T in here. For timeout, my wife tells me I need a different acronym. But I think it's working. Because what if you're just an irritable old fart? Well, let's use that to our advantage. When you feel frustration, anger, and resentment, that is an indicator that you need a timeout, which is going to help you reframe your perspective. So I call this the fart factor. Maybe we should put up a parental advisory right here, right? Oh, how shocking. But it'll help you to remember it. Frustration, anger, and resentment are going to lead you to take a little time out, get refocused right here, because that's where your power and control will be. As long as you're waiting for someone or something else to change this for you, that could be a long wait. And it's actually part of a victim mentality. I know I've shared with you in other videos that I used to do child custody evaluations for the court. Yuck work, right? And I had bitter, angry, divorcing people coming into my office fighting over their children. And it's my job to step in and see if I can help them to sort that out, to make some recommendations to the court. Well, as these guys are bitterly, angrily fighting with each other, guess who they're blaming for all of their frustration, anger, and resentment? You're right, each other. Let me ask you a question about that. How soon is the ex going to make everything okay? Do you see the trap? That victim mindset has us getting stuck in a place that we don't even want to be, and we're waiting for someone else to change that for us, to make it all okay. If you can see it in the custody example that I just shared with you, let's take that same principle and apply it to whatever it is that is triggering your irritability. And without getting too distracted that it's about someone or something else, we'll go to the fart factor, where frustration, anger, and resentment lead us right into that timeout, pause. And I would recommend at this point that you do a little breathing. Okay? Just a slow, intentional, focused breathing. Why? so that we can get your brain chemistry reversed, so that we can get your brain working for you instead of against you. We get out of that fight or flight response, which allows our thinker, the cognitive part of our brain, to kick in and start doing some problem solving and to see our own part of it, because that's where we have some kind of control. Can we get past this irritability that we're feeling? Yeah, and the first step is that perspective. We got to get out of blaming someone or something else for how we feel. Follow the fart factor, take the time out, breathe, get yourself calmed down, and then let's do some really good thinking about this. Okay, so let's quit farting around. The fart factor will help us to stop being so irritable. Hope you enjoyed this one.